So I wanted to do like a series type thing about different online forums that aren't 4chan or Reddit. Um, this one specifically, there's a site called Pretty Ugly Little Liar, and it's basically a lot of it is just exposing people for their horrible behavior and holding them accountable. But then a lot of it is just really insecure, low key weebs and Korea boos that get angry when they see someone living the life that they want. And you can tell because they put themselves on this weird high horse that doesn't make any sense to be on. And then they also pretty much talk like Koreans or Japanese people are a monolith while condemning Koreaboos and weeaboos for speaking of these people as if they're a monolith. And today I wanted specifically to do Mikan's thread because I really don't understand it, to tell you the truth. I feel as if they hate when people say this because a good chunk of the time it's just lol cows being ridiculous and saying that they're just jealous. But like there are times where these threads are just made out of jealousy, and whether or not these people realize that that's what it is, it's what it is, because it's very nitpicky, very odd, very why are you so pressed. And when someone is like, okay, I feel like, why are you so pressed, they go on a rampage. But that's my introduction. I'm on my bed. I have to clean my room. So my desk is a mess, so I can't really sit on my desk. But honestly, I might just do these videos from my bed in front of this poster now, because I've already done it. So if you don't know who Mikan is, she's popular on Instagram, and now she has a YouTube page about her life in Japan. I had a brain fart. But yeah, you can see the description of her on the thing. And for a lot of these websites, hashtags are something that they get angry about, even though, like, how else are you going? That's how algorithms work. So you kind of have to use hashtags, unless they're using hashtags like Lolita, and I mean Lolita not as a fashion style, but as Norbikoff, or like DDOG, or any of that nonsense. Nymphet. I feel like I'm missing something here. Or like Thinspo, or some ridiculous. I don't. What, these are all accurate to what she's portraying in the crap. So, what the crap? Yeah, they rein in home that she's just some rich girl that has everything handed to her, and how her life is just so easy because she's in Japan. No matter how many times this poor girl explains that she saved up all this money to go to Japan to begin with, they're still angry with her anyway. And as someone who definitely is not rich and whose family is the working poor, I was still able to save up the money to go overseas to do school in Korea and to have like a weekend trip to Japan and then come back home. And between me, my mom, and financial aid, I was able to do that. So not everyone who goes overseas is filthy rich. So there's that. And the skin color thing, also tends to bother me because depending on what filter I'm using, depending on what light I'm using, just depending on what time of year, sometimes what time of night it is, my skin color looks like a different color. And I feel like a lot of these people are people that either dark skinned or they're just lighter than a tan, and they're kind of don't understand what lighting is, or they're projecting some sort of issues that they have for themselves. I think that Mikan does have some issues with her image because I know she's spoken about her nose before and several other things. I think she does have insecurities about what she looks like. Do I think that she's trying to be another race? No, I'm the first one to call out if someone looks like they're trying to be another race, or put on this parody of what they think that a person of a certain race are like. This race's perfect image, whatever it is, I feel as if she just uses snow, and whenever she says that, they scream about how, she just uses snow, right. But, like, I've used snow recently to see what it's like, and it does just bleach the crap out of you. But the filters are cute, but I don't use snow anymore because I didn't like it that much, so I just keep using line play to put cinema roll stickers all over my crap. But this is a meme, so I don't know why they're upset about talking about when senpai doesn't notice you, because that's a meme. It has been for a very long time. And it's like their main hang up is that they don't like the way that she dresses and that she lives in Japan. That doesn't sound the same as like calling out Dakota Rose for saying racist things. Like that's not in the same category. And I mean, you can argue it's a gossip website, so like, I mean, discussing things like that would just be normal. Like, I don't like this person's clothes. But like they take it as in she's a bad person because I don't like the way that she dresses, and I'm like, that's not how anything works. And some of the people aren't saying like really ridiculous, like nonsensical things. And there's times we have people like this that like they contact an online personality, and if it's not what they dreamed of it to be, or if the person, they could have just a simple response back, and if it's not like any moo happiness level, then they start talking about how they're a horrible person, and I'm like, that's strange. I know this because I've seen it with other people that like I know for a fact like they're not people that like would be a bad person. So I don't know why you're taking this so personally. And see, sometimes people will bring this up as to what I said, that sometimes it just does it automatically, and even after having this discussion, they'll go right back to saying that she's just some self-hating, horrible person. Um, and then, see, this person had said something sensitive to her. She goes back later and explains that that was just something sensitive to her, and then they're still saying that like she's rude and a horrible person. And I feel like people, once someone gets to a certain level of a following, even if it's small, they dehumanize that person instantly. And it can go either way. Like it can be that like for Ariana Grande, for instance, like she can never get called out for doing something ridiculous because her tween fan base will start screaming that like she's in pain, as if no other human being has experienced bad things before. Or it can be that like deeming her as Satan because she's breathing. Like there's two different extremes here that happen, and for I think for smaller online personalities, it has a tendency of popping up. But like, where would we have that discussion? I guess we can have the discussion on YouTube. Isn't that what's happening right now? Um, let's skip ahead because we're already at 10 minutes. I know that some of them don't like her because she hangs out with Venus Angelic, which is a whole nother topic altogether. And see, this comment right here about how it makes me think of the Nymphet hashtag bothers the ever loving F out of me, because wearing pleated skirts and different plaid patterns does not mean that you're dressing up as a Nymphet. Like, you're stretching. Like, because there's nothing there, you're reaching for the stars to find something there, covering up her adult curves like hips and her chest. But if she were to accentuate her hips and her chest, you'd be saying that she's pandering to incels and neckbeards on the internet that like lollies because, well, her face is young, but then she's showing all of her boobs. Like, what do you want? Don't dictate the way a woman dresses because you're literally just reaching, like you're looking for something, like you're trying your hardest to look for something. Am I dressed up as a nymphet right now because I have pigtails and I have a plaid pleated skirt? What are you looking for? Because I'm wearing a beret. Like, what? I'm so confused. Not to say that she's intentionally doing it though. So then your comment holds no validity, nor does it's not necessary to make, because if she's not doing it intentionally, what does that have to do with anything? Like, you're literally trying to reach, trying to imply that this girl is trying to appeal to a phebophiles of the internet, and then you go, she's not doing it on purpose though. Like, what? No. So is it my fault that creepy weeb guys that walk around here look at me all creepy because I'm dressing the way that I want to? Like, you realize what you're saying, right? That like, because someone's taking it a certain way, it's that person's fault. Like, that's not how anything works. And there are times where they call out ridiculous things like this, that because she's showing her legs, she's a prostitute, so I guess I'm a prostitute right now because I'm showing my legs. What are you on about? And then so you see my arm, right? You see my arm, right? They'd call me an unhealthy skinny even though I'm at a healthy weight. Like, I'm fine. Like, I've been to a doctor numerous times this semester because I had issues with I got like sick because there was like a flu going around. Even though I got the shot, I still got sick. So I had to go to the doctor on campus a few times, and every time she took my weight, I was fine. Like, you can have your arm this skinny and still be fine. I feel like it's just people that are overweight or average that are projecting their own insecurities onto girls that are as tiny as I am. And just that sense, as tiny as I am, will set them off and probably put me in the category of trying to appeal to lolly lovers and talking about how cutesy and small I am. And no, I'm not. What? The way she talks to her friends also is something that they rag on a lot, but like, all of her friends have said that it's fine. And then the way that her friends talk to her is the same. It's like if someone saw me with my friends and heard me call my friend an idiot, and then ran around saying that I run around. That's actually happened to me before in middle school. Because I was being bullied in middle school, and someone took that, ran with it, and tried to say that I was running around bullying people when that was not true. I developed a mild anxiety disorder because of the bullying that I experienced specifically in middle school that carried on into high school. I would never run around torturing another person like that. Um, I feel like they're taking normal friendship things and making it ridiculous. Like, there's friends that call each other hoe. Like, it's not that serious. It's not that deep. And I think you need to calm. Yeah. And she does put on a childish voice in her videos, specifically her lookbook ones. I don't know why. Maybe she's just nervous. But, like, sometimes she does put on that cutesy voice. But it's not as bad as Kawaii International. I'm gonna put that out there. Just Christ almighty. Yeah, see, they have this thing with you dress too weeby. Um, don't dictate it. I feel as if that's where the jealousy also kicks in. That they can't handle when someone's wearing cutesy clothes and running around in Japan. That's automatically makes them this bad, horrible person. Like, they would determine that the way I dress is too weeby. But, like, I was all the way in Seoul street modeling and doing all these nice things because of the way that I dress. So, like, I'd rather dress weeby than, like, whatever you're dressed as on a daily basis. Like, I'd rather. What? This, too, it's really annoying how some of the people here just don't know what cold weather is. Like, so I live in New England, and by the time it's October, it's usually around 40, 50 degrees Fahrenheit. So for other places, like my friend that lives in California, it hits 70 and she needs to bundle up. For me, that's nothing, and I went outside with just, I'm pretty sure I was wearing this skirt that day for the first day that it was like 50 something degrees. Like, I was fine. It didn't matter. And if you need tights to wear, that's cool. If someone else doesn't need tights to wear, it doesn't matter. Also, for my Halloween pictures for this year, I had been wearing a coat that whole day because it just was cold on Halloween. But when I took pictures outside, I took off the coat so you can see the outfit while still having the backdrop of outside. That's what modeling is. Um, so the fact that people are so wrapped up about it, and then downvoting people that are saying like, "Hey, that doesn't make any sense. Like, you guys are being kind of ignorant. Like, it's just she's not cold. Why are you pressed because she's not cold?" Like, what? Jesus Christ. And so concerned about whether or not she's wearing, like, what? And then there are times where her outfits are not very put together, but I think she realizes that herself. But like, why do you care though? Like, I just feel like the thread is kind of pointless. Like, there's other threads on this website that like call out people. Like, Morena in Japan deserves to be called out on a regular basis, but like, what does this have to do with anything? Yeah, that is also a subjective opinion. Like, that she dresses like a cringy weeb. That's a subjective opinion. And it just, I don't, that, oh, people in Japan don't even dress like that. Have you seen people in... I feel like most of them haven't even been to Japan. Also, why does that matter? That's like looking at me and being like, people in America don't even dress that way. What does that have to do with anything? If you want to dress the way that you're dressing, then just live your best life. Like, it's not that serious. And it's insane because Japanese people themselves don't pay any mind or don't care for the most part, from my experience. But then, like, these international, I'm not a weeaboo, they're a weeaboo kind of people just lose their mind seeing foreigners walking around in cutesy clothing. But, like, if you put a Japanese girl in one of Mikan's outfits, I guarantee you that it'd be on CGL or something, and I'm talking about how cute it is. Like, I feel like these people need to calm down just a tiny bit. In summary, sometimes these forums do have, like, genuine, valid opinions and discussions, and then other times it's just people just being really cringy and hateful. I know they're mad because she posts like her shout outs are $20, but like that's buyer's discretion, to be honest. Like, I think that that's also way too high. I feel like the highest you should go for a shout out is $5, let's be honest. And they're mad at her for posting like PayPal links, but that means you have to be bad at every content creator for posting that. So, like, it's a reach. The whole thread is a reach. And whenever someone calls it out, like this beforehand had a negative on it, but I guess someone put a positive, um, which evened it out. This comment saying, like, what? Like, if you're calling out, like, a behavior that you see that you dislike, like, they keep saying that she's salty and annoying and bratty and all that stuff. Okay, fine. Like, that's what's bothering you. But, like, because you don't like her clothes, anyway, I'll probably do more things like this. Because no one's doing these websites, so it looks like I'm going to. They're going to be kind of mad at me, but, like, I mean, incels get mad at when What's His Face does it, so, like, when Q Star looks at the incel website, they get very upset. I'm not comparing these people to incels, I'm just talking about another thingamaboob. Well, if you like this video, you can subscribe if you want to. At this point, I'm just going with the flow and letting Jesus take the wheel because I can't drive myself. Okay, bye.